All right, so let's get to the worst takes of the weekend.
Okay,
now.
what are they?
I was scavenging the internet for the worst of the worst, and we're going to start with this one from our friend, or it was Aditi, our friend, defending herself. Tony Grossi asked Aditi, "Are you a full-time employee of the Browns now? Don't hide behind it. Please clear it up." To which Aditi responded, "Good morning, Tony. I am not a full-time employee of the Browns, as I attempt to restore some balance in my life and tend to my family. And before any full-time commitments begin again, I'm doing some work for a variety of folks. Thanks for asking. PSA, don't come at Aditi."
No, that's called killing someone with a smile on your face.
Let me say something.
Well said, Aditi.
Aditi handled that with a lot of class, but let me tell you something. I don't usually like to bash other media members. I think it's bad practice in general. I don't like Tony Grossi. I've never liked Tony Grossi. I haven't liked him the entire time I was here. I've alluded to it. I've never flat out said it. That was an attack at her credibility. He was way out of line. He should be ashamed of himself because his credibility has been questioned a number of times. Tony, that was a clown move that you did, and I will continue not to talk to you when I see you at training camp.
So
That's
I think
disgraceful.
the impetus to that, to Tony, Tony's attack didn't completely come out of the blue. He was responding to something that Aditi said that we kind of glossed over. So what did she tweet that caught Tony's attention?
Yeah, we're going to get into this week. Pro Football Focus released their list of the 5 best cornerback duos.
Right.
The Browns came in at number 5, the first one off their top 4, which they tweeted. And
Right.
Aditi said, "Hey, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome may want to have awards."
Yeah, and so my point on that was she didn't even issue a take other than to say these guys might have something to say about it. I don't think it wasn't like she was being a homer or a shill for the Browns.
Exactly.
She just and I was surprised that Tony went there so quickly.
It was ridiculous. It was an unprovoked attack.
You ever be outside and you got a problem with somebody, y'all be playing basketball, they may have beat you or something.
Okay.
You get back to the house and they be like, "Hey man, we had a good game today." What'd you say? It's premeditated. Like, hold on, bro. I just said it's a nice day outside, man. And what you a nice day? What you mean?
Trying to allude to something here?
You trying to allude to what you did yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was something that was in your heart.
Tony's gutless. There was another time where Hugh Jackson kind of attacked Aditi at a press conference, and he and some of the others didn't stand up for her, which was classless. So he should be embarrassed himself.
I just didn't get that. To me, it seemed like completely unwarranted, out of the blue. Like, does he have a history with her? I don't know but
I didn't get that.
And I tend to follow your rule. Like I have. Doing this job isn't easy, and everybody has a different role. Some are journalists.
Yeah.
Some opine, and your opinion is going to come into those things.
Right.
And I think Aditi's in a space now where she's trying to figure out her next move.
Yeah.
I love that she said she's trying to figure out a life balance. Thought she handled it with total class. Doesn't surprise me at all because that's who she is. Mike?
Okay, this is bad take number 2 of the weekend from Bob Kravitz of the Indianapolis Star. "A repeat of Johnathan Taylor's output would be bad for the Colts." Now, let me remind you, Taylor led the league in rushing by 600 yards.
How would
and
that
had
be
the most
bad?
touchdowns.
How would anything
That's
about
why
that
it's a terrible take. He
I
says that if he repeats that output, it means Matthew Ryan, who they traded for, turned out to be terrible. But it's just a bad take.
That
Just a
doesn't make
terrible
any
take.
sense. Nick Chubb could have a great year, and so could Deshaun
Well,
Watson.
maybe his take is, look, this is a pass-first league, and we know that. And teams tend to run because they can't pass.
Right.
And that was definitely the case last year in Indianapolis. But they had a great runner, so they ran him.
Matt Ryan is like almost 40. I mean, he's a decent player. I don't know that he's that much better than Carson Wentz at this point in his career.
It's a bad take.
That's just. I get his premise. Yeah, it's probably what you said, Jay. You got to throw the ball to win.
I mean, and look at it this way: he led the league last year, and what did the Colts do?
By a lot.
Nothing.
But not because they.
Well, they faded down the stretch.
Had Carson Wentz not choked against the Jaguars the last week, they would have made the playoffs.
Faded down
But
the
if
stretch.
Carson Wentz wasn't that guy all year, Johnathan probably doesn't lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, but they probably allude to exactly what you said. A
I
little
can
bit
see
more
his
passing,
point.
a little less running.
The Titans have consistently gone to the playoffs with Derrick Henry leading them.
Well, he's the one back that I think defies any of that logic.
By the way, Carson Wentz's last year, where he played with the Colts, is almost identical to Baker Mayfield's 2020 season.
All right, bad take number 3.
Okay. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay.
Okay, so this one came from the PGA Championship yesterday. Mito Pereira needed to just par on the 18th to force a playoff.
Oh, yeah, this is hard to watch.
And he said this in his post-game interview. "I was really nervous. I tried to handle it a little bit. but it was really tough. I thought I was going to win on 18. He double bogeyed. Did not make the playoff.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I've watched in TV sports in a long time. It was his. It's a massive payday. Over $2 million goes to the winner. He's a pretty unheralded guy who's trying to make his way. And for those that are old enough to remember Jean Van de Velde, who completely melted down on 18 of the 1999 Open Championship, he had a 3-stroke lead. And he hit not one ball in the drink, but he just kept hitting them in the drink. I mean, it was like a real-life Happy Gilmore.
Tin Cup.
Tin Cup, yeah. And you're watching this, and you're saying, this guy will never, ever recover from that. And as I'm watching Pereira, my thoughts were instantly of Van de Velde and how he let this seemingly insurmountable lead get away. And what I did like about the interview, though, Mikey, was he owned it, man. He talked about how the nerves overtook his body, and he didn't say these words, but he did almost. He basically said, I choked. That's what happened.
Were you locked into the golf? Because I wasn't watching.
No, I wasn't locked into it, but I did flip it on for the end, which is how I like to watch most golf. I like to see who wins, but I'm not going to sit there and watch 3.5 hours of golf on a beautiful Saturday or Sunday afternoon. No. But I do like watching the major championships just because of their historical relevance. But, man, that's a memorable John Van de Velde type meltdown. For years, people it crossed over golf. People would say if the Cubs blew a playoff game, that was a Van de Velde.
Yeah.
And Van de Velde never did anything after that. His career was smoke.
Have you ever choked at the line when you needed to hit a free throw and you physically could feel the nerves just coming on?
What was your free throw
game?
percentage? We got to look that up.
Oh, mine?
Yeah,
Almost 80. Almost 80%.
Now that's impressive because most big men struggle with the.
Don't check it.
You don't want me to check it?
That's impressive. That's impressive.
We got to get to bad take number 4 because this is the most pressing of the takes.
All right,
take the video and let this one
is
play.
outrageous.
So, on Friday, after the show, Brianna, Anthony, and myself went to Slyman's. I got the corned beef like everyone said.
Of course.
Anthony and Brianna got cheeseburgers.
All right. This is a disgrace.
I ain't mad
What?
at you. I'm not mad
Brianna,
Fact.
Anthony,
Cheeseburgers.
they should both be embarrassed. I love them both, but they should both be embarrassed right now. You don't go. Who even knew they had hamburgers on the menu at Slyman? Did you guys even know that?
No.
I didn't. I thought that's all they offered.
Well, then you can't. Then don't go to Slyman's. You cannot go to Slyman's. What?
Outside. I didn't want that much food.
Get out of here.
Terrible takes. I was
I order
embarrassed
a
to be
wrap.
next to them.
There's 100 places to get a good hamburger in Cleveland. You go somewhere else if you're going to get a hamburger.
Cheeseburger was okay.
It's like going to Pat's or Gino's in Philly and not ordering the cheesesteak. Like I don't even know if they have anything on the menu that's not a cheesesteak.
Go to
Maybe
Slyman's
it's
for
one
corned
burger
beef.
that day.
You could get pastrami
They
is
went to
acceptable
Slyman's
too.
for the company. Maybe they just wanted a burger that
You go
day.
to
right?
Slyman's, you get corned
We got it
beef
to go,
or
Brad.
pastrami.
We got it to go.
That's
Oh,
it.
they got it to go and they still got the burger.
My God.
You know
That's
what?
Just
I
terrible.
love my team, but I was embarrassed to be
That's
their leader on
unacceptable.
Friday.
Hey, it's
Unacceptable.
individual choice. Their bodies, their choices. They made it. I have to support it. I'm all for it.
No, I feel bad picking on Brianna, but Anthony, I don't know. No, you know, equal for everybody. They both should be embarrassed. Terrible job by both of them.
Brianna, you do you.
Come on now.
You do
Go
you.
somewhere else for a hamburger.
Get your cheeseburger.
Hey, was
girl.
it a good hamburger?
It was good.
I mean, not a surprise, I guess.
And I'm good.
Okay,
Get
extra
your
pickles for
cheeseburger,
Brianna.
girl. Don't worry about
All
that.
right,
Shameful.
Brianna, thank you. Mikey, thank you for the worst takes of the weekend.
You're welcome.
Final
takes.
takes on the other side of our last break. Stay with us.